The inner meaning of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White, the little princess, has a cruel stepmother who is jealous of her. The cruel stepmother is a negative thought form you have built up in the subconscious. Snow White's cruel stepmother is jealous of her and always keeps her in rags and in the background. All cruel thought forms do this. The cruel stepmother consults her magic mirror every day, saying, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" One day, the mirror replies, "Thou queen mayest fair and beauteous be, but Snow White is lovelier far than thee." This enrages the queen, so she decides to send Snow White to the forest to be killed by one of her servants. However, the servant's heart melts when Snow White begs for her life, so he leaves her in the woods. The woods are filled with terrifying animals and many pitfalls and dangers. She falls in terror to the ground, and while there, scores of the most delightful little animals and birds creep up and surround her. Rabbits, squirrels, deer, beavers, raccoons, etc. She opens her eyes and greets them with pleasure. They are so friendly and attractive. She tells her story, and they lead her to a little house which she makes her home. Now, these friendly birds and animals symbolize our intuitive leads or hunches, which are always ready to get you out of the woods. The little house proves to be the home of the Seven Dwarfs, so Snow White and her animal friends begin to clean the house. The squirrels dust with their little tails. The birds hang things up, using the little deer horns for a hat rack. When the Seven Dwarfs come home from their work of digging gold, they discover the change and at last find Snow White asleep on one of the beds. In the morning, she tells her story, remains with them to keep house and cook their meals, and is very happy. The Seven Dwarfs symbolize the protective forces all about us. In the meantime, the cruel stepmother consults her mirror, and it says to her, "Over the hills in the green wood shade, where the Seven Dwarfs their dwelling have made, there Snow White is hiding her head, and she is lovelier far, O queen, than thee." This infuriates the queen, so she starts off disguised as an old hag with a poisoned apple for Snow White. She finds her in the house of the Seven Dwarfs and tempts her with the big red, luscious apple. The birds and animals endeavor to tell her not to touch it. They try to give her the hunch not to eat it. They rush around in dismay, but Snow White can't resist the apple. She takes one bite and falls, apparently dead. Now, all the little birds and animals rush off to bring the Seven Dwarfs to the rescue, but too late, Snow White lies lifeless. They all bow their little heads in grief. Then suddenly, the prince appears, kisses Snow White, and she comes to life. They are married and live happily ever after. The queen, the cruel stepmother, is swept away by a terrific storm. The old thought form is dissolved and dissipated forever. The prince symbolizes the divine plan of your life. When it wakes you up, you live happily ever after.